You know, I've done over 300 videos on this channel, and within that are I don't know how many product reviews, and there's only been 2 times that I can recall where I've given a product an almost perfect rating. And one of those products was the DroneMask. I did that several months ago, and I found virtually nothing wrong, nothing negative to say about this product. It was just a great product. So what does a company like DroneMask do to up the game? Well, they come out with a new drone mask that has some new features that they believe will be popular with drone operators like you and me. So are these really good new features, or are they gimmicks? Watch this video to find out. Okay, before I get into the review on DroneMask 2, let me just very quickly explain what this thing is and what it does. The DroneMask solves one of, for me, the biggest problems I have as a drone pilot, and that is I can't see my touchscreen as I'm flying, especially when it's in sunny conditions. The DroneMask solves this problem by putting the smartphone inside in a little compartment here, and then you wear this over your face. And what it does is put the phone in a totally dark situation, and there's a special lens inside to display the screen very well, and this allows you to see your screen perfectly. DroneMask is a lot cheaper than any of those smart controllers that the drone companies are coming out with, or these big fancy bright touch screens. And the really cool thing is the DroneMask works with any drone basically, and basically any smart device as well. You may remember several months ago I did a review on the first generation DroneMask, and I loved it. The device was comfortable. It provided an excellent view of my touchscreen. It worked perfectly fitting over my glasses. That was my biggest concern, actually. It didn't go obsolete. It works with almost drones, and I love the close-up view of my screen that I get when I'm wearing the DroneMask. Now, there was one thing I mentioned in my previous review, and that is that in this mask there's no way to touch the screen while you're using it, so you can't do things like change camera settings or things like that. Now, to be fair, I didn't really see that as a big problem for the way I use it. I don't launch and fly out and fly around and land all while wearing the mask. I don't do that. I wear the mask only for while I'm shooting the pictures. So I launch, I fly to a place, I set my camera up, I start it recording, and then I put on the mask. If I need to start and stop the camera again, I just hit the buttons on the controller. I don't need to be able to see peripherally to do that. And then I take it off again and fly back normally to bring the drone back to me, or I hit a return to home. So for me, it just really wasn't that big of a problem. But I'm guessing that DroneMask people heard from customers who said they really wanted that capability. So what's the big change with the newest generation of the DroneMask? They have added openings to allow you to touch the screen while you're wearing the mask. As you can see here, on each side, there are openings. It's probably hard to see because it's black on black, but there are openings where you can reach your fingers in and touch your touch screen. I'll open this up so you can see. You reach through and the touch screen is here, fold it over, and you can reach through and touch the screen. You can also do it from this side. So you ought to be able to access all the settings all around the screen simply by reaching through these holes. The cool thing is the mask is designed so that the black fabric inside still closes off that hole, so you maintain the darkness in there and you get that big, bright, beautiful view of your touchscreen. These light-proof access holes really do allow you to reach in and get to your screen while you're flying. I have to admit, I like using these things and being able to touch my screen during flight a lot more than I thought I would. Now these light-proof access holes, those aren't the only change that they made to this second generation of the DroneMask. As you can see, this is a light gray color. Here's the old one, which is basically black. The people at DroneMask tell me that they made this a lighter color of material to keep things cooler on the inside, and that reduces fogging on this lens that they've got inside and glasses or anything like that. So it just makes it more comfortable to wear. The other thing is, not only is it lighter in color, it's lighter in weight. The original DroneMask weighed 450 grams, 451 grams if I remember correctly, and the new DroneMask 2 weighs 426. So that's 25 grams less weight that's hanging off your face, and hey, it makes a difference. Another new addition with the DroneMask 2 is that they now package the mask with cables from probably almost every smartphone in the world. They got the Lightning and the USB-C to USB-C. And then it also comes with an adapter and instruction booklet, which you probably don't need. And then in my case, I got a nice little carry bag in there. I don't know if that's included with all of them going forever forward or not. But so they've added a few things. The original DroneMask actually came with nothing but the mask. So this is a nice add-on feature. The truth is, it was a pain in the butt when I got this first one because I had to track down and order a longer cable that would stretch from my controller all the way up to the mask. So it's nice that they've actually provided the cables to allow you to do that. You don't have to go hunt them down yourself. Those are the big changes for the DroneMask 2. Otherwise, it's pretty much like the first one. It has all the features that I really liked. The real heart of this thing is, I don't know how well you can see it. I'll hold it up so you can look in there. You see that lens inside? The lens is designed to allow you to see the entire screen with each lens, rather than splitting the screen in half and you see this side with this lens and this side with that lens. You see the whole screen with both lenses. And from what DroneMask says, the net effective change in that is it increases the size of your view by 400%. I don't know if that's true. Because I've never used one of those split screen VRs, so I have nothing to compare to. But I can tell you it's a big, bright, beautiful view, and that mask works extremely well. The mask works extremely well for that. It still has the ability to move this in and out. So if you put it on and you find it's a little out of focus, you can actually slide this compartment in a little bit or out a little bit and try to adjust it to focus for your specific view. It works over glasses. That was my biggest concern, was being able to wear something over my glasses. It works perfectly for that. And then I belabor the point, but this thing works with any drone, it works with any smartphone, and never goes obsolete. And by the way, it's a fraction of the cost of buying one of these new smart controllers from DJI or Autel. In terms of design and construction, the first generation was great, and this one's great as well. It's very solid, feels good in your hands, feels good when you're wearing it, surprisingly. Even with a heavy smartphone inside, it does pretty darn well at that. And as I said, this thing weighs lighter than the first generation, so that's a good improvement. The only thing I would change on this, and this is my patented nitpicking here, is I would add a little more padding here at the bridge of the nose in case it slips down. It keeps it more comfortable on your nose and will help it stay a little bit better in place. Just a little more padding right there would be wonderful. Otherwise, this thing gets top marks for me in terms of construction. Remember when I said that this was a cheaper solution than something like a smart controller? Well, let me tell you what this thing costs. And I want to read it just to make sure I get the numbers right. The DroneMask 2 costs $179, and that includes shipping with DHL. The first 2,000 customers get free shipping with DHL Express, and they get a special pouch that's marked first 2,000 to hold their DroneMask in. So that's a really good deal. When you compare that to $300 to $1,200 for a smart controller, which is tied to specific device, specific drones, and which goes obsolete when you buy a new drone, you can see that this really is an inexpensive solution to being able to see your screen. So what do I think of the DroneMask 2? Well, it's pretty obvious. It's a well-designed device that solves one of my biggest problems as a drone pilot. It allows me to see my screen in broad daylight. It's a very simple, elegant solution that solves a real significant problem in an inexpensive way. What more can you ask than that? If you've watched my channel before, you know how picky and demanding my reviews typically are. So when the biggest criticism I can make about this device is that I'd like a little more padding on the nose, I think that speaks volumes about what I think about what this device actually does. Look in the description below for a link where you can order the DroneMask 2. Be sure to do it soon so you get the free express shipping from DHL and you get the free carry bag with the DroneMask. My question to you is, do you have any experience with the first DroneMask? Did you ever try one out? And what did you think about it? I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts about the DroneMask and how it worked for you. If you would put those in the comments, I would definitely appreciate it. On screen, you're going to find a Cartoon Jeff icon. You can click on that to subscribe to this channel. You'll find links to other videos, so be sure to click on those and check them out. And thanks for watching.